Hundreds of lawyers and members of civil society organizations stormed the Attorney General's office with a petition demanding immediate action against Engineer Farouk Ahmed, the CEO of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The group alleges Ahmed abused his office, misappropriating over $5 million in public funds to fund his children in elite schools abroad. In the petition signed by Barrister Aquila Kendo, the Concerned Nigerian Youths Forum claims Ahmed's children attended prestigious schools in Switzerland and India with tuition fees running into hundreds of thousands of dollars. He also alleges conflicts of interest, citing Ahmed's son's employment with Oando PLC, a company regulated by the Petroleum Authority, and accuses Ahmed of casting doubt on the quality of petroleum products refined by the Dangote Refinery.
Exceeding the 50 parts per million limit recommended by the United Nations Environment Program and enforced by most African countries. This importation of hazardous fuel enabled by regulatory complicity has public health and environmental consequences. Worse still, Engineer Ahmed has refused to sanction companies responsible for importing substandard fuel, raising questions about regulatory capture, bribery, and willful negligence. The laws potentially breached. The actions attributed to Engineer Farouk Ahmed, if proven, violate a number of federal statutes and ethical standards. First is Section 172 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which binds public officers to act in the public interest and to eschew corruption. The diversion of public funds or influence peddling to sponsor private education abroad directly contradicts this provision. Under paragraph 1, 6, and 11 of the 5th schedule to the Constitution Code of Conduct for Public Officers, a public official is required to declare all assets and liabilities and is barred from engaging in activities that create conflict between their private interest and public duties. The Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act 2004 reinforces these rules and outlines penalties, including dismissal from office and seizure of assets not lawfully acquired.
The group is calling for Ahmed's immediate suspension, coordinated investigation by EFCC, ICPC, and Code of Conduct Bureau, and swift prosecution if allegations are substantiated. They demanded systematic reform within the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to prevent further occurrence, aiming to protect Nigeria's petroleum sector from corruption and ensure accountability.
To ensure a fair and credible investigation, Engineer Farouk Ahmed must be suspended immediately from his role as CEO of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. His continued presence in office may compromise the integrity of the investigation, intimidate potential witnesses, or obstruct access to crucial records. Suspension is a standard practice when a public officer faces serious allegations of financial misconduct. We demand that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the Code of Conduct Bureau initiate coordinated investigations into Engineer Ahmed's conduct. These agencies should examine his asset declarations, financial transactions, foreign exchange usage, and any abuse of regulatory powers. Their joint efforts will ensure a holistic probe, eliminate bureaucratic loopholes, and foster interagency synergy. The focus should also extend to the financial activities of his immediate family, especially transactions linked to foreign education funding, corporate ties, and unexplained wealth inconsistent with a public servant's lawful earnings. We call on investigating authorities to obtain and review all relevant documentation, including school payment receipts, tuition invoices, accommodation records, and foreign education transfers used to fund the education of Engineer Ahmed's children abroad. Additionally, authorities should subpoena the personal bank statements, offshore accounts, and transaction histories of Engineer Ahmed and his family. This will help verify whether public funds were diverted for personal use and whether there were breaches of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act. Such scrutiny will either exonerate or indict the official and serve as a precedent that all public servants must be financially accountable. Should the allegations be substantiated, we demand the immediate prosecution of Engineer Ahmed and any accomplices under Nigeria's anti-corruption laws, including the Criminal Code, the Money Laundering Act, and the Code of Conduct Bureau Act. In addition, Every asset or fund acquired through misappropriation must be fully recovered. This includes funds spent on luxury education abroad, unexplained properties, or foreign investments. The objective is not merely punishment but deterrence. Public officers must know that the misuse of public funds will attract legal consequences and financial restitution to the Nigerian state.